Today we're going to be talking about the steps for inspecting the dry chemical powder fire extinguishing system. During this inspection, you'll be outfitted with the standard PPE. The only caution I offer you is to make sure you talk to the master or the chief of the vessel to ensure that if this system is out in a hazardous area, you know to turn off any electronic equipment that might be a hazard. So this is the basic dry chemical powder system you'll find on vessels like gas carriers. I like this system right here because it gives a good line diagram showing that's really clean, and you can see all the components of this system. You also see right here at least a servicing sticker saying that they were inspected in 2021. Coupled with this sticker is going to be a certificate that you'll find in their binders. That certificate is going to give you all the details of exactly what was done during this servicing. Every year, this tank has to be inspected for its moisture content, and every 2 years it has to be stirred from the top. So you'll see up on the top, you'll see access plates for stirring, and you'll see on the certificate what they did at that the last year's annual certificate of servicing. The rest of this system is very similar to like a CO2 system in the fact that you have a pressure gas system and you're expelling an agent to where you need to stop the fire. The difference is that that agent is propelling a dry chemical that knocks down the chemical reaction of the fire. So when you look at this is all the actual dry chemical stored in these big tanks, but over here is all your pressure, your inert gas system pressure bottles. These are just like your CO2 system. You're going to be looking for kinks in the lines. You're going to be looking that they're all fitted up properly and nothing's loose. Don't be trying to loosen it because they're under pressure. You don't want to loosen it, but you're going to be making sure everything's neat, no kinks in the line, no twists. You want to make sure that the system is lined up properly to have a pilot vessel light off the rest of the system. And then you're going to want to see a continuous piping system that's not corroded or have any problems, that supplies this pressure, this inert gas pressure system, to the tank. And if we come back over here, as that line comes down and supplies the inert gas into here, all this dry chemical is basically going to be aerosolized in as a powder, and then it goes out to the main deck where it's going to be used to stop the fire at hose stations or cannon stations. So when you also look at the dry chemical powder system, you're also going to want to examine the last servicing certificate for the entire system. This is a pretty good example of one. It was dated in February of 2020. It may have been the original dry chemical powder certificate for this vessel, and likely they probably have one already done for this year, which would match the sticker that was on the dry chemical powder unit. On the whole form, it's pretty easy. It lays out every single thing they've inspected, and you can go back and look at what are the requirements in the regs and line those up with what you're seeing on each certificate. And just a couple of things that you always want to look for is that everything is satisfactorily checked and that the person doing the servicing report is approved by the classification society that they're doing it on the behalf of. So that's in total the compliance certificate for the servicing. During this module, we recall the steps for inspecting the dry chemical powder fire extinguishing system. The trainee identified hazards, cautions, and PPE when inspecting this item. The trainee verified servicing compliance. The trainee verified condition of an independent, self-contained dry chemical powder units. The trainee verified condition of inert gas storage pressure vessels. The trainee verified condition of deck hoses and nozzles. And lastly, trainee verified additional dry chemical powder units. If you have any questions or concerns, or you want to learn more, you should talk to your local verifying officer.